Hi and thank you for coming back. My name's Crowley. I've been away for a while. I've been poorly, then I've been really busy. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about the Moscow, Idaho for college students. You may have heard about this one quite a few times, and this one is literally a video which is a rundown of events, kind of what happened that night. All the information is gathered off what is in the public domain. I will put my own thoughts and opinions in there, and I implore that you do your own research and look into this. I will be doing quite a few different videos on this because, like I say, it's a bit different. Obviously I'm not from Idaho, so it's me just being a bit more interested because of the way things are playing out at the moment. Now, like I say, all the information I'm about to give you is what is on the public domain. Most of it is going to be going through the affidavit. So, without further ado, an affidavit is a written statement from an individual which is sworn to be true. It is essentially an oath that what they are saying is the truth. An affidavit will be used along with witness statements to prove the truthfulness of a certain statement in court. Moscow, Idaho, 13th November, and that's when everything went down. The victims were Madison Mogan, Xana Canodal, Ethan Chaplin, and Kaylee Gonzalez. There were two other housemates at the house that night, and their names were Bethany Funk and Dylan Mortensen. I'm going on a script today, so I may be looking over at a screen now. So on the 12th of November 2022, Xana and her boyfriend Ethan were at an on-campus party. They arrived there for about 8-9 that night. They returned back home for about 1:45 a.m. on the 13th of November. At this time, the two housemates who did not lose their lives had been home since around 1 a.m. So that's Bethany and Dylan had been home for about 1 a.m. already at this point. So they were home to welcome back all the housemates. Madison and Kaylee returned home from a local bar about just before 2 a.m. And there's quite a lot of CCTV image regarding them too, being at food huts and so on. There's a 2-hour gap now from everybody returning back to 1122 King Road and what eventually happened later on that morning. At around 4 a.m, now this is what we're going on from the affidavit, just put that out there now. I'm skimming through the affidavit and it gives you a slight rundown of what's happening. At around 4 a.m, we know that Xana and Ethan will have been awake as they received a DoorDash order. Well, Xana made a DoorDash order, or we're led to believe it was Xana who made a DoorDash order. And there is images out there showing that the DoorDash was received at 4 o'clock. The DoorDash driver apparently is being spoken to as well. But there is that DoorDash food order on the table in the picture. We don't know whether the food was in the bag still or whether the food was taken out and taken upstairs. But we do know that at 4 o'clock, Xana, for definite, was to be awake. Now, this is where I get a bit confused. They lost their lives between that DoorDash being dropped off at 4 a.m. and 4:25. That's what it's stated in theirs. The times of death were the times of the attacks were between 4 and 4:25. And thanks to local security cameras, the surviving roommates, but with this time frame, the DoorDash driver could have potentially passed said attacker, or could have, without knowing so, being that diversion that that the attacker was looking for. We don't know. So that's why there's some speculation whether Xana was the one who actually made the DoorDash order, or whether somebody's made it on her behalf and it's just delivered there. There's quite a lot of speculation out there, quite a lot of theories, but carrying on. Now, like I say, I'm just skimming through what's on the affidavit. I've already gone through what an affidavit is. Now, it's stating, and like I say, please bear with me, that Bethany was asleep on the first floor of the building, and I'm hopefully going to have like pictures up as well telling you everything, but she's on the first floor, which is pretty much basement level kind of thing. Then the second floor was Dylan, the same floor as Xana and Ethan. So in the middle of the building you have Dylan, Xana and Ethan. And then on the top floor, it leaves Kaylee and Madison. Now, again, I'm piecing together what I'm guessing from the affidavit. It doesn't exactly say, oh, this, and this. All it's, I've got my coffee in the view, sorry. All it's stating is that they got this statement, and now I'm just trying to piece bits together. I'm not saying it's true. Like I say, these are my own thoughts and opinions bits. But I'll let you know when those bits come in, don't worry. Now, Dylan stated that she was woken at around 4 a.m. to what sounded like Kaylee playing with her dog. So, side note, my own personal opinion, that would lead me to believe that Kaylee was on the floor above Dylan, obviously, but her room was directly above Dylan's. That's what it's leading me to believe, that Dylan is directly above. Not Dylan, Kaylee is directly above Dylan. Now, a short time later, Dylan heard what she thought was Kaylee saying, "There's someone here," which would again lead, personal pom-pom. Pom-pom. Dylan stated that she opened her door to investigate the statement of someone being in the house, but saw no one. A short time passed again. Now, bearing in mind, this is between 4 and 4:25. She stated that at 4 o'clock, she's woken to what sounds like Kaylee playing with her dog, and then Kaylee stating someone's there. Now, that short time passed, and Dylan was opening the door for a second time to the sound of what she thought was crying from Xana's room. So it must have been kind of loud. Or, again, personal opinion here, that would indicate to me that Xana's room was directly across from Dylan's, if she's been able to hear it that close. The house doesn't look all that big, so. Dylan stated that she also heard around this time a male's voice, but not that of Ethan's, saying something to the effect, but not the exact words, of, "It's okay, I'm here to help you." Now, forensics did note that about Forensics did note that at about 12 minutes past 4, Xana was in fact using her phone on the TikTok app. So we don't know exactly timelines and anything like that, but you can marry them all in yourself. Now, this could indicate that she was a short time after Dylan will have opened the door for the second time, or before even. I know what I mean. Now, it's also a point on the affidavit that it does give you a timestamp that at 17 minutes past 4, a security camera located at 1112 King Road picked up something. So now this 1112 King Road is about 50 feet west of Xana's bedroom, and it picked up a distorted audio of what sounded like a whimper, followed by a loud thud, along with a dog barking numerous times. So whatever was happening, it was pretty loud. Dylan stated that she then went on to open the door a third time, to which she saw a man walking towards her. A man. So, she states at this time, after she's opened the door for the third time, that a man is leaving Xana's room and is clad in black. He's wearing completely black with a mask covering his nose and his mouth. She states that he's about 5'10", maybe a little bit taller, and that he is not muscly but athletically built, and that he has bushy eyebrows. Now, Dylan stated, and again, this is me not putting my own thoughts and opinions in yet. Dylan stated how he walked past her as she stood frozen, and then over to the sliding doors. She then locked herself in the room. So this person's left, this is my own point. So this dude's left her friend's bedroom complete dressed in black with a mask over his face. Either this is like a common occurrence, which is a bit creepy, or yeah, he seemed to have even not cared about her being of interest, which was really, it gets really weird because it goes even weird. I know if you've probably heard the story before, you're like that, yeah, we already know what's coming, don't worry. So, it's after this person has left Xana and Ethan's room, Dylan stated that she stood there frozen as she watched this man leave the house. Nothing stating he had a weapon or that. This is kind of just pointing out that it's just not in there, or that any blood was on him. Now, if she can state that he wasn't muscly built but athletically built, it means that it must have been kind of lit up in there to know what was happening. I've noticed in this video I probably stared at the camera more than the actual camera, if that makes sense. So it's about 4:20ish in the morning at this point. Either they've all gone, no it's not, no it's about 4:30, and either Dylan's gone to sleep or she's just sat in her room crying. So that's kind of where the affidavit stops a bit for me, because it doesn't make much sense at this point, because it then carries on and like that. This is getting weird, but at around 1 minute to midday, so 11:59, the police were called. So again, this is now me putting my own thoughts and opinions, because that's just like the quick overview of the affidavit of what was on there. This is now me just questioning things, but everybody's been questioning it, and I'm going to be doing more videos. So there is that question of what did Bethany have, which was so exculpatory in this dude who's been arrested for it, if she was asleep the whole time and gathering information. She wasn't, apparently. All the information that's out there at the moment is kind of sketchy, but there is reports out there that Dylan and Bethany were actually communicating through the whole ordeal. There's actual information out there that quite a lot of people on campus knew about what was happening at 1122 King Road about 8 o'clock that morning, bearing in mind that the police hadn't been called till 11:59. We do know that both girls called somebody to come over to the house, and that person is the one who called 911. Now, everything that's gone off, they stated, I think it was something along the lines of that they couldn't gain access to Xana's room, so they called a friend to come and try and get in. That's when they've seen what's happened, and then they've called the police. But that dog would have been barking for some time after that, and why didn't you go check why your other friends weren't awake? Those kind of things. It is very odd, and there's a lot of questions out there, and I don't think there'd be so many questions if they were a bit more honest with the information that they've got. There's going to be more videos, and probably a lot more of me just doing this, because I'll be following a bigger, longer script. I'm just trying to do a quick video at the moment, because I've been trying to do so many videos at the moment, and my videos just will not load up onto my computer, and it is driving me slightly no, it's just pain in the bum. And I'm trying so hard because I just really want to get some videos out there. My son's keeping me awake at night, so But thank you for coming over and watching this video. Again, there'll be more videos on this one. I'll be covering Brian Kohlberger, the man who's been arrested for it, go through how they got there and all that information. It is quite a sensitive subject. I'm not from Idaho, so I am going to try and take it a little bit more sensitive. I'm not saying that Bethany and Dylan are guilty of anything. All I'm stating is that the information that is being given is a bit vague, and I think something's not being honest. That's all I feel. But like I say, 4 people lost their lives. It's not an episode of EastEnders or anything like that. It's somebody's lost their life. 4 people. So I just hope that everyone will be a bit more sensitive in the comments as well. I do want to cover more videos on this one. It is an interesting subject to me, and I think it's more because of the judicial system on this one. it's getting a bit sketchy, it's getting a bit odd, and it's not painting Idaho in the best of lights from somebody from across the pond, if that makes sense. So I hope to see you in the next video. Please like, subscribe, comment, it would really be helpful, and like I say, I hope to get more videos out. See you in the next one. Bye.